Good morning, everybody. Yay, we have a bunch of watchers already. That's fantastic. Thank you for joining me. Hello, Yvonne. Hi, Jean. Hi, Kimberly. Oh, so great to have you here. Oh my goodness, I must have been late. I'm sorry about that. Let me make sure I have the camera. Well, I think everything's adjusted okay. We'll just go from here. I have so much to share today. One of the things that I love about Facebook Lives is I get to just kind of go off in any direction. So we're going to share some cards that I received in the mailbox. We're going to share my very first class and a little extra perk for those of you that order the class because it's my anniversary with Stampin' Up! In July. And when I first posted the class, I completely forgot that this is my anniversary month. So I've decided to add a little special perk to that. So welcome. Oh, you're already sharing. Wonderful, because I will give away 2 cards. Not quite sure yet what I'll share as the giveaway. Probably what I'll do is my little, I have a whole bunch of embellishments that have been discontinued, and so my assistant packaged them up so cutely. She put little banners and ribbons on them, and they're just darling. So that's what I've been sending out lately to people who win the drawing. So how do you get in the drawing? Well, all you have to do is share this post to your timeline to let everybody that you're crafty friends with know that I'm on. Another thing you can do is just comment. Let me know where you're watching from, maybe what you're working on. Have you ordered from the new catalog that debuted last month, and what is your favorite stamp set? I mean, there's all kinds of things to talk about. We always have something crafty going on, right? So much fun. So I should probably jump right in because we're going to be using Stampin' Blends today. We're going to be coloring, and we're going to use the Stamparatus today, which is kind of exciting because I don't often use that. And I'm going to share with you all the 10 cards that are in the special kit that I've put together for July. So much fun, so much to do. So we better just roll here. So what should we start with? We're going to start with beautiful cards that I got in my mailbox. The first card I want to share with you is this one. It's a beautiful thank you card. So thank you so much to my downline member, Amy Jacobs. She's so sweet. She sent me this really lovely thank you card, and I just love it. It's just so carefree and kind of collage-y. So that's really fun. Of course, she did put a really sweet little note on the inside. So whenever there's a note like that on the inside, doesn't even matter what's on the outside of the card, although that is a perfect bonus. But sometimes it's just what people tell you that just makes such a difference. Gives your day such a boost. You know, that's one of the things about sending cards. That's so important, just to let people know that you're thinking about them, that you appreciate them. The struggle is kind of real, especially right now with everything that's going on in the U.S. Sending cards is that bright ray of sunshine, and they haven't taken that away from us yet. So we need to use the U.S. Postal Service and get those cards out there. All right, so the next card I'm going to share is from one of my customers. This is a beautiful card from Rosemary Johnson, and I want to share with you how she packaged it because she used some big embellishments. And sometimes when we send things through the mail, we're not really sure how to handle those embellishments, and she did it. She handled it perfectly. So even though there was a little bit of envelope ripping, the whole card remained beautifully intact. So I'm going to share with you the back of the card and then pull the card out. I'm going to share with you the back of the envelope, share with you the card, how she set it up, how she put it in there, and then of course the card. So let me stand up and I'll show you that. Hopefully I'll have this actually in the camera because I know last time I showed cards when I stood up, I don't even think they were in the camera. So this is how she did it. First of all, she decorated the envelope, which is always a nice touch, and she used some paper that she got in my product shares. So that is what she was thanking me for, was the product shares. Then you'll notice there's a little bit of nick marks on the envelope on the back here, but nothing was destroyed in the mail. So this is what she had in the envelope. And you'll notice that she covered the card with just a piece of cardstock. So this is a little thinner than our Stampin' Up! Cardstock, but it still did the job. So if you'd used Stampin' Up! Cardstock, you would find it would cover even better. But let me just show you the card and why this made such a difference when she mailed it. So you'll notice, first of all, these big marks. So those were the embellishments, but oh, what a pretty card. So let me show it to you. Isn't this gorgeous? Actually, I think it goes like this, based on what I'm seeing on the inside, yes. So these were the big embellishments that she used, but yet they were perfectly protected in the envelope. And then it opens up like this. So very pretty. I loved it. And I just think it's just a beautiful card. So thank you so much, my dear friend, Rosemary Johnson, who is not only a dear friend, but a very good customer, and I just love her so much. And she's so sweet to me. She often sends me beautiful cards. So, love it. Yes, all of you are loving that card too. I agree, it's just something else, isn't it? I love that. Okay, now, the next thing I'm going to share with you, after I have a sip of coffee here, of course, and then I can read what your comments say. Yes, Yvonne is saying it's a lovely fun fold card. Thank you. Kimberly says, wow. Louise says she loves, loves, loves that card. It's beautiful. Beautiful work, Rosemary. Love the daisy card. I agree, it's so pretty. I might have to case it. It's just so much fun. Okay, now I'm going to share with you my very first kit to go. Well, yeah, pretty much. So I decided I would use, because who really wants to drag too much around when you go tenting, or when you go to your camper, or maybe you're just taking a little trip to see your siblings or your parents, and it's summertime, but we really can't leave our stamps at home, right? I mean, can we? I don't know. I never can. I always have to take a little bag of things that I'm working on, or just something, because it saves my sanity. And plus, I don't know, sometimes it sparks up good conversation with people who are watching you do what you do. And so my very first July kit focused on not bringing stamps, just bringing some supplies and the ability to make beautiful cards with those supplies. So it is the Memories and More card pack that features the flowers for every season. And then it also features the Artistry Blooms adhesive back sequins. And it features the flowers for every season. So that looks like this. And it's 10 envelopes. So this kit will make 10 cards. And you can do add-ons to this kit. So you can get yourself a pack of Flowers for Every Season Designer Series paper that can be added on to the kit. And these are all entire packs, you guys. And then you can also add on, well, and I mentioned you can add on another pack of these fabulous cards, the 10 cards. So that's really cool. But what I'm really excited about is, because it's my anniversary with Stampin' Up! This is July, and I joined in July back in 2007. And so what I'm going to do is, for everyone who orders a kit from me, either at the $50 level or the $62 level or the $75 level, any of those levels, you will get a pack of the 2020-2022 In Color Designer Series paper. So that's my little anniversary gift to you, a full pack of paper. So it's going to be so much fun. So I'm sure you're ready to see the cards, because they turned out so fun. It's been all I can do not to be sharing them already, but I just couldn't stand it. I had to share it with you. So this is probably one of my very favorites. And again, these cards have no stamping. They're just lovely. So I'm going to share this one first. And it's so pretty, isn't it? Look at those bright colors. That's our Magenta Madness. And then of course the inside is decorated. So I do have a PDF only that you can purchase for $10 if you're already a demonstrator and already have all of these supplies. But of course I'm gearing this towards my customers. And it does include some decorations, as you can see, from Designer Series paper. So you don't have to have purchased that Designer Series paper. That will all be included in your kit. And then I'm making a picture PDF so that you'll know exactly how to put these cards together. So then we have a beautiful cinnamon spice card. It's a winter wishes card. And you can see how pretty and sparkly the sequins are on here. And of course, everything is decorated on the inside. And again, none of these use stamps. So you can take this with you when you go out of town or go visiting, or even at the campground. You can sit at the picnic table and create these cards. This card's one of my very favorites. It uses the bumblebee card, and I love how it turned out. Look at all of that gorgeousness, all that pretty sparkle. And here is the inside of that one. It's so fun. And so I think everybody who gets this kit is just going to be so happy with the way the cards turn out. They're just amazing. And then of course I have this beautiful holiday card. And blue is one of my favorite colors. So this is Misty Moonlight in the blue. So pretty. So, you know, flowers for every season. You're going to have cards for every season as well. And then we have a card, of course, in Just Jade, and I really love this one too. This would just make such a good all-around card to send any time of year. It features this look right here. It's so pretty. And then, of course, the inside is gorgeously decorated. Because, you know, I cannot leave the inside alone. I have to put stuff on the inside. Of course, you're getting these cards, so you can kind of do whatever you want. You don't have to decorate it the way I do. You can do whatever you want. You can even stamp on the inside or the outside. You can just make it however you want. So those are 5 of the 10 cards. So the other 5 will have to be a surprise when you get your kit. But I did want to share just kind of a little bit of tantalizing pictures so that you could get an idea of what'll be in the kit. So, oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you for all of the good compliments. Wow. Yes, and it's so fun that it's my anniversary. Thank you so much, Susan. I love Stampin' Up. It's been such a great thing, not just for me, but for my entire family. The kids got to sort of grow up seeing Mom have her own business. And then, of course, my husband, too, he loves it. He loves the trips. He's not real big on the stamping part. I mean, he would never stamp, but he sure helps me a lot in other ways that, you know, that husbands do. Kind of a behind-the-scenes guy. So anyway, I will flip the camera down because we are going to get started making this. That was all I could do, not to add whiskey to my coffee, but I figured, you know what, with it being so early in the morning, I probably don't need whiskey in my coffee. However, if this were in the evening, I would have put a little whiskey in my coffee. So here it is. It's just a great card. And I made this for my downline members who are celebrating birthdays in July. So very soon they'll be getting this in the mail. But it's a fun card. All right, so let me flip the camera down and we'll get started. So give me just a second, everybody. Jean's telling me she's not a whiskey drinker. You probably know someone who is, though. And I just love the sentiment. It's just great. There's lots of good sentiments. Okay, so what are we using? We are using the World of Good Specialty Designer Series paper. So this was on back order actually for quite a while. I think it might have even been unorderable for a period of time, but it's back in stock. Thank goodness, just in time for me to finish up my product shares. Whew, so glad about that. And I picked these 3 colors to work with. So we've got a base of Very Vanilla, and I am also highlighting Bumblebee, which is a new in color from Stampin' Up, Basic Black, and gold foil. All right, so let me go ahead now and show you the actual card. So here it is. We're going to make 2 of them today. Don't worry, I have one colored in advance, but this is what they look like. And then you can open it up, and this is what it says on the inside. I love it. And so it says, sending you an old-fashioned birthday card, your top shelf. It's awesome. And I have to tell you, I do enjoy whiskey. One of my very favorite Christmas gifts ever was this past year when my husband purchased some wonderful aged whiskey for me. It was fabulous. In fact, last night before I went to bed, I even drizzled it over my strawberries and cream that I had as a little snack before bedtime. So you can use whiskey in a lot of ways. You don't just have to drink it. You can put it on your food too. You might be wondering about this particular sentiment here. I actually cut that out with the Tasteful Labels dies, and so that one is right here. This is just a wonderful set of dies, and it goes with the Tasteful Touches stamp set. So you can get it as a bundle where you get the stamp set and the dies, but I have had customers who are ordering just the Tasteful Labels. They're not crazy about the stamp set for some reason, but they love, love, love the labels. So it's up to you. Stampin' Up! Gives us a lot of options. You don't have to get a bundle if you don't want to. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to stamp the carafe and the glass here of whiskeys. So you are going to need Very Vanilla cardstock, and I have this cut at 3 1/4 inches square. So let me get out my Stamparatus. Ooh, this is so fun because I haven't used my Stamparatus in a while. Let me take this little label off. And now when I use my Stamparatus, my most used part of the Stamparatus is right here, because this is my marker for me to know where to place my paper. So I'm just going to take this square 3 1/4 inch piece of Very Vanilla. I'm going to set it in here, and I know there's nothing that's going to be stamped up here. Whoops, I'm going to flip that over. There was a little smear on that side. I know you guys couldn't see it, but I could. And since this card's going to one of you, I want to make sure it looks really great. All right. So now we have our paper set up, and I always set it up in this corner over here, and that little logo down there kind of helps me know where to put it. Then I'm going to take some Tuxedo Black ink, and I am just going to go ahead and press that down onto the Stamparatus. And then I'm just going to flip it over because I have it all set up, and just give it a nice press. And then take a peek, and if it's good, you're good to go. If it's a little light somewhere, you can do another, another little thing. Okay, so what did I do wrong here? Oh, for crying out loud, I didn't have it lined up. See, I had it one square over, and here I brag about how I use this little corner. Well, we'll just flip that over and try it again. So this time I actually have it where I need it to be. We're going to ink it up. Usually I have an extra piece of paper as a reserve, but I was so confident that this was going to work out right that I never put my extra reserve down. Now it looks right. Oh, for crying out loud. Don't worry if you're getting a card from me because you've won the drawing on Thursday. You won't get this card. This will just go into my stash. All right, so here it is. This is what it looks like. And we're going to set that aside to finish drying. And then I'm going to pull this out because we've got more stamping to do, but we're done with this one. Then we're going to bring in the little pad. This is a little pad that you can purchase separately from Stampin' Up, and it just fits right here. The square corner goes up here, and the rounded corner goes down here where the rounded part is. And the reason I'm using this is because for this word up here, anytime I'm stamping kind of close up in this area or up close to the hinge, I need a little extra lift. So I've got two card bases here. I've got a 4 1/4 by 11-inch card base in Bumblebee scored at 5 1/2. And what we're going to do, hold on, I've got to get this figured out. Well, I'm not sure what the heck I did here. It worked fine when I was doing this before the video. Here, this must be how it goes. Well, what the heck? You guys, I cannot believe this. I sit here, I figure it all out, I get it just perfect so that it's ready to go, and I only do this like an hour before the video. And now I can't figure out how I did this to get it where it needs to be. And I know I had this done correctly at one point, so I've got to figure this out. So it needs to go here. Maybe I need to have it this way. You guys, honestly, I am going nuts. So you know what I'm going to do? I am not going to use the Stamparatus because I'm obviously fighting the problem at the moment. So let me go grab a block. Seriously, this happened the last time I used the Stamparatus too. I couldn't remember how to put the paper in after I had done it. So I'm not really sure why I'm having such a problem when I did this like several times before I started the video. All right, so please be patient with me. It's just one of those things that, you know, we kind of goof up. I am not perfect, and I'll bet you there's not probably too many perfect stampers because we're very creative. So, you know, we can remember, I can remember stuff for about, a good 45 seconds, and then I have to relearn it. So let's go ahead and grab some papers so we know where to stamp the sentiment. I'm afraid to look at the comments, but I maybe will. Hold on. So here's a little strip of paper that we're going to use to decorate the inside. Oh, you guys, you're so cute. Thank you so much. All right, and then we're just going to stamp top shelf right there. Honestly, I really did have it lined up, and it was working great before the video. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Okay, so now we're just going to take this. We're going to set it right here. We're just going to press. We're not going to rock it because we don't want to mess it up, and that turned out pretty good. So I'm pretty confident the other one is going to turn out too. So once again, I've got my paper, I've got my little strip over here because we want our sentiment to be centered based on where that strip of paper is. So once again, ink it up with Memento. We're going to set this in right here. I'm sure that after the video's over, I'll sit down and I'll just have to knock my head against the wall, as in, Kay, how could you be so silly? All right, let's go ahead and grab, I like using my craft sheet when I'm using the new Stampin' Seal. So you could also use glue, but I think this is kind of fun to use. Let me get it started here. There we go. And we're going to set this in just to the left of the sentiment. And now we're going to do the exact same thing for this one. We're going to set in another little 3 1/4 by 4 inch strip. That's the size of strip that I'm using to decorate the inside. So let me go ahead and add this one. There we go. All right, so we've got our insides decorated. That's all there is to that. It's pretty easy. Now, I think what I want to do, hold on. Well, I do have this one on here, right? So I'm going to go ahead and stamp my scrap pieces. So then what I did is I just grabbed some scrap paper, and I don't need this in here right now because I'm working down here again. So I'm just going to take some scrap paper, And I'm going to show you something that's kind of fun. So give me a second to explain how this works. So I have my scrap paper, and I want my scrap paper to be cut to the same size. So this is kind of important. Actually, it doesn't have to be the same size. The main thing is that you line up that corner right down here where your Stampin' Up! Logo is, because I'm going to share something that's really cool. Trust me. And I'm not going to goof it up this time. So now I have my scrap paper on there. Then I'm inking up over here. You can see me doing that with the Tuxedo Black ink. And I'm bringing it over, and I'm just going to press down. Whoops, and I got to press down again because it didn't quite turn out in that one section. I must not have inked it. So let me add a little bit more ink to that one side. That's the beauty of a Stamparatus. There we go. Now it's perfect. So let me take this off, and we're going to stamp this second one the exact same way. So again, I'm lining it up here where the logo is. I've got my magnet. I'm just setting it into place, and I'm going to ink again. And then we're going to take that inked up image, bring it down here. And then I have a tip for you. Yes. This is why you watch my videos, right? Because you like these little tips. So let me get this out of the way. I've got a little, what do you call these things? Little chamois here. So I'm just going to take the ink off of that so I don't get it onto something. So I already got it onto this. So let me clean up my mess here. See, that's the main thing, is to keep the ink off of things while you work, because I mean, it's happened to me so many times where I end up getting an ink spot somewhere where I didn't want it. All right, so the next trip, and the next thing I want to talk about is this great little tip. So sometimes you get dies from Stampin' Up! And they are nice and strong. They're open dies. They are fairly easy to work with. They're not intricate. So if you have a fairly open die and it's not intricate, you can actually cut 2 pieces of paper at one time. And because you use the Stamparatus, it is stamped on the exact same spot on both pieces of your scrap paper. So you just make sure that you have your corner here lined up, and then you can take your die, position it over the top, and run it through your die cutting machine, and you will get, because you use the Stamparatus, you will get 2 dies, 2 cutouts at the same time with only one run through. So that is a really good little tip, because it saves a lot of time when you're working with your die cutting machine. So we have both of these ready. I did that in advance. And now I'm going to share with you how to color this. So this is really simple. We're not using a lot of blends. And again, don't worry, I'm not going to actually give you this. So we're actually only going to assemble 1 card fully, because I'm going to make a new one of these after the video is over, so that I can do a really nice giveaway to the 2 people that win this card. But I am going to color on here to show you how to do it. So let me grab my blends that I used. So Whiskey, what color is Whiskey? Well, I tried all the different colors of yellow, and the Whiskey color that I liked the best, that I thought matched the best, was the Mango Melody combo pack. So I have the dark Mango Melody and the light Mango Melody. Then, because I was trying to get sort of a glass-like look, I chose to use light Pool Party. So that's what I'm using on the glass. And then we have kind of a cork thing going on here, and we also want to make sure this isn't just floating in outer space. So I wanted to ground it with some kind of a counter. And for that, I am using light gray granite. So those are the 4 Stampin' Blends that I used. And this is how you do it. So for grounding it, just take your light gray granite and just go along the edge. And you don't need to worry about making it you know, just do little brush strokes, little strokes. You don't have to fuss with this too much. You're just trying to get some kind of a shadow going on so that it doesn't look like your glass is about to float into outer space. So that's really all there is to when it comes to grounding. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to work on the cork. As long as you've got your light gray granite out, I just add a little bit of gray granite to this cork area, and then the gray granite is done. That's all I do. So for the next part, I grab my, well, actually what I do is I take the dark Mango Melody, and I want to accentuate any parts of the whiskey that I would think would be dark. And Stampin' Up! Always gives us clues because they put hash marks wherever there should be kind of a shadow or a darker look. So I just go in, and wherever I see little hash marks, I just add them with my darker Mango Melody. So that's really pretty much all I need to do for the glass. And then for the craft, I'm just going in and I'm just adding the littlest touch of the dark. So wherever there's sort of a dent, or you know, where the glass is kind of cut, there's sort of that shadow. So that would make the liquid inside look a little bit darker in those areas. So I'll hold this up to the camera so you can see better what this looks like once it's done. And then right here too. And then right there. And I think that's it for the dark Mango Melody. So let me hold it up because I'm sure it's kind of hard to see when I'm actually doing it. But that's the next step. And then you are going to take the light Mango Melody and you're just going to go in and with small little circles just blend this all out, and it looks really, really pretty. Once all of this is, you know, soaked into the paper, it looks really pretty and blended. Yet you can still see the dark part. So let me go ahead and finish this. We're almost done. I mean, there really isn't a lot to it. So you can actually do quite a few of these without spending just too much time at it. So there we go. We're done with the light Mango Melody. And now just take your light Pool Party. This is just all that there's left to do. And you're just going to, again, go around to wherever there's these little hash marks. And we're going to just add a little reflection here onto the glass. And then again, just bring it sort of up. Bring it down to the level of where the whiskey comes up, and then just do a little bit here at the bottom. And then the same with the glass. So with the glass, leave most of it clear, just like with the carafe, leave most of it clear. I do color in the ice cube a little bit, and then I just, wherever there's a little hash mark on the glass is where I'm putting the Pool Party. So I'm going to bring it up to the side, and then we'll just add a little bit down here just to give it a little bit of color. So now I'll hold this up so you can see what I did with the Pool Party. Really, really easy. And that's all the coloring you need to do. That's it. All right, so like I said, I'm not going to use this one on, but I have one here that's completely finished and ready to go. So I'm going to just make one of these cards, and then I promise you, whoever our winners are, I will make sure you get a really good card here. Okay, so what do we got on the inside? We've got kind of this grid, this gold foil grid here. So the next thing you do is find your coordinating paper. This is a 4-inch square of the gold foil grid. And I'm just going to take our Stampin' Seal . And then we're just gonna put this straight on, and we're putting it to the right side. So you're going to put it all the way to the right side. This is unusual because we normally, you know, keep our paper sort of to the left. We're going to put it all the way to the right side so that you have equal borders, top, bottom, and right. And that looks fantastic. Then you're going to take your the 3 1/4 inch Very Vanilla panel that you've all prepared, and you're going to put that on dimensionals. So let me take a peek here at what you're all saying. Oh, good. Some of you are saying that you have decided that you thought these very marker colors were going to work well, and I believe they do. So that's great. Now I'm just going to take the peelies off here. 2 more. All right, and then for this one, you're going to bring it down towards the bottom a little bit, and that way you have a little bit more space at the top. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of making sure this area here is about even, and that there's a little bit more up here showing than there is down here. Then, because this is high and this is low, we are going to need to add a dimensional back here. So just put in 1 dimensional right there. And then you can take your Stampin' Seal, because you want it to be attached. And you're just going to set it so that there's kind of a peak. See where that comes a little high and a little low there? You're just going to set that in so that it's kind of lined up with the edge of your paper here. And then what I do is I make sure the left side is exactly where I want it, and I press that in, and then I press down over here. And so that's it. That is the completed card. It's really not very hard. So let me show you the 2 cards. Here they are. And anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me. It's really fun to share these cards with you, and I'll be back here on Tuesday with another, or not Tuesday, today is Tuesday. I'll be back here on Thursday with another Facebook Live. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye, everybody.